Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to look at the SEG Stevenson Entertainment Group, and I am not familiar with that company. They probably don't make figures anymore. Alias action figures. These are action figures based off a TV show from 2001 called Alias. I've actually never seen the show, but I'm aware of the premise. This Sydney Bristow, she sort of works for, not exactly the CIA, but I think an offshoot of them. So it's a secret service, sort of intelligence agency type show. So there are 4 figures here. This is sort of the main wave. I did find there were some exclusives or variants out there, but I didn't know if I was going to like these figures or not. They're old. They might be absolutely horrible. I discovered these because Amazon popped up in my feed and suggested it to me. So therefore I went onto eBay and I found these for pretty freaking cheap. They say they're 7-inch scale, so hopefully they'll fit in great with my collection. I got the 4 of these figures for about 30 bucks shipped. So let's take a quick peek at them. Sydney Bristow, I believe she's the main character in the show. It's her business outfit here, comes with a pistol, looks like a computer, so some pretty cool accessories. Here she is again, a different outfit, probably undercover, a pistol, a guitar case. Then we've got Michael Vaughn with a pistol and a business suit. I love suited civilian type action figures. Then we've got Arvin Sloane. He comes with what looks like a water pitcher and a glass. Once again, suited civilian type guy. So let's go ahead and crack open these guys and see if this was a good purchase or a bad purchase. Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. And I must say, my first impressions of these guys are actually pretty good. These guys are 7 inches. They're the pretty good scale that I like. Their sculpts are maybe a little bit weak, especially on their heads and faces. These guys have double jointed knees. They have thigh cuts, bicep cuts. Pretty pleased so far. Looks like their arms are a little bit lengthy, so they should fit in good with my DC Essentials figures. From left to right, Michael Vaughn with a pistol, Arvin Sloane with a pitcher and a cup, and then the last two are both Sydney Bristow. I love civilian action figures. These guys can have so many uses, really digging it. Let's take a quick look at the figures. So this first one here, Michael Vaughn. Like I said, I think the face is a little bit soft, but it's got more than just one color in the hair. I mean, a little bit of detail there. Nice gray business suit, liking that. Like I said, I was a little surprised that they had bicep cuts, double jointed knees. I mean, pretty nice there. This guy can work at Wayne Enterprises, he can be a businessman, he can be a mobster, he can be just a regular guy. So much I can do with him. Then next we've got Arvin Sloane. Head not that great, but it's an older guy. You don't get too many action figures of a regular looking older gentleman. Suit, just like the other guy. Probably a lot of shared parts if I were to guess, but we'll check that out a little later. Once again, he can have so many different uses in my world building. I like it. Then we've got Sydney. This is the one in sort of a business suit, and that's great. Just like them, businessman, villain, citizen, so many uses, reporter. And the last Sydney, she's in a sort of party looking dress, got dyed hair, streaks in there. She can be a regular girl, she can be a party girl, she can be for a rave, she can be a villain, she can be some sort of junkie. I mean, all kind of different things I can do with this. I'm really digging all 4 of these figures. I'm not a fan of Alias. I don't dislike it or like it. I've never seen an episode. These guys here are going to just be regular people, predominantly in my Gotham City Batman world. Can think of so many uses for them, and their accessories are great as well. So in this video, we'll check out each figure one by one, and then we'll check them out compared with some other action figure lines and see what they fit in with. So the first one to look at is going to be Michael Vaughn here. I don't know who any of these characters are from the show, and that's just going to help me use these for random people in my universe. Face, a little bit soft there, but I'm digging most of the rest of it. Arms, a little bit long, but this is just a great background character. Very pleased with the purchase so far, especially for less than $10 a figure. So they all come with a pretty large stand. Obviously has the name of the show. Peg for the peg holes in their feet. I'm not much of a stand guy, so he's going to go into a huge junk bin. I'm not going to show you the stands on each of the figures, as what's the point. He also comes with a pistol here. Regular pistol. Very pleased with how it looks. Here he is holding his pistol. I wouldn't say it looks that great, but it's sure not terrible. Definitely makes a nice detective, FBI, CIA agent, or maybe some private security. Now let's look at this guy's height. From bottom to top, sitting at about 7.1 inches. Now let's look at his articulation. So starting with his head here, yeah, I can rotate around, but that's it. Really can't go up and down at all or do anything else. Shoulders here are ball joint. They can go quite a bit up. Nice little surprise there. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a bicep cut. Single jointed elbows. They can go in a complete 90 degrees. No problem. His wrist can rotate around. He's got a waist swivel under the jacket there. His legs, they can go out about this far. A little bit extruded from the jacket. Not a ball joint. It's actually a small peg in there. Not liking that too much. They can go forward about that much, kind of disappointing there. Back, not at all. It's got a thigh cut, double joint knees, which really surprised the heck out of me. And then his foot here, it can rotate around, and it actually goes up and down, but barely any at all. Next, let's look at Arvin Sloane. The fact that he's an older guy in a suit just gives me so many possibilities in my action figure world. I know that's not the normal thing people look for in an action figure, but it's sure what I look for. His accessories are pretty nice as well. He's got this pitcher for water. I know a lot of people just sit there at the desk pouring themselves a glass of water or whatnot. That's probably something he did in the show often. Then he has a cup here. One thing pretty cool about both these pieces, you could potentially fill them with water. Here he is in a nice little office setup with a desk, an office chair. He's got some files, a computer, and then of course his pitcher and glass on the desk. Here he is pouring himself a glass of water and then holding his cup. Now let's look at this guy's height. From bottom to top, sitting at about 7.1 inches as well. And next, let's look at his articulation. Starting with his head here, it can rotate around, no problem. Up and down, really not much. Shoulders in that ball joint, you go up quite a bit. He's got a bicep cut below that. Single jointed elbows, 90 degrees in. Hands can rotate. He's got a waist swivel below the jacket. Legs, not really in a ball joint. There's a peg inside there. Go out about that far. Forward, about that much. Back, really not at all. Thigh cut. Double jointed knees. And the foot can rotate, but not too much because the pants. And up and down, just a hair. And as far as the reuse between the figures goes, their legs and shoes are identical. Their arms are identical. The hands are different. The heads are obviously different. The jacket and the torso area are also different. Now let's look at Sydney. This is the version of her that's probably an agent outfit, regular business type outfit. We got the jacket on, her hair kind of parted on the side, behind both ears. Looking pretty decent there. I like the suit and slacks. Also double jointed knees. Not too bad. And her accessories are also very nice. She's got this pistol here. Very pleased with it. It is a totally different sculpt than the other guys. Then she's got her computer here, a laptop. Man, I can find a ton of uses for this in my action figure world. In addition to that, nice detail on the keyboard, and it's hinged as well. It can shut. That is a great feature. Totally feeling the accessories from all these figures so far. Here she is holding her pistol. She holds it a little bit better than Michael. Trigger finger fits in a trigger excellently. Once again, she looks like she could be a detective, an FBI agent, all kind of cool uses for this figure. Here she is in a similar office type setup. She's got her laptop, some files, and her gun on the desk. Now let's check out her height. From bottom to top here, she's sitting at just about 7.0 inches, or maybe a hair taller than that. Next, let's look at her articulation. Starting with her head here, it can rotate around, not blocked by her hair at all, which is pretty nice. Up and down, and pretty much non-existent. Shoulders on the ball joint, can't go up as much as the males, a little surprising there. A little smaller ball joint in there. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. No bicep cut. Single jointed elbow, go in pretty much full 90 degrees. Wrist can rotate. Waist swivel below there, but it can't go any further than this. Legs, then go out about that far. Really don't want to push it. I feel like the peg is very thin on there. Then go forward quite a bit more. She could actually sit down, whereas I don't think the guys could. No thigh cut. Double jointed knees. Her foot can rotate around, but not too much. And up and down just a hair. Now let's check out the other Sydney. I believe this to be her undercover, but I'm not really certain. Either way, I love the fact that it's different from the other figures, so I can use them as two different characters easily. I must say I like the hair. I like where it sort of curls up. Her outfit looks pretty nice too. Skirt's kind of soft, looks like it can stretch a little bit. Some real high boots. Overall, definitely feeling this figure quite a bit. The hair paint is pretty nice. And her accessories are pretty nice as well. Regular looking pistol, identical to the one that came with the other Sydney. And she's got this guitar case. I think that is pretty cool. Has a little handle at the top. Unfortunately, it doesn't open, but it is a nice piece. I can think of a lot of different examples where we've had old school mobster, opens up the guitar case, pulls out a Tommy gun or something like that. Here she is holding her pistol. She's able to grip it quite nicely. Trigger finger on the trigger. She can actually utilize and hold the guitar case. Here's a couple of mobster type henchmen. Here's one getting ready to open his guitar case. He folds it open, pulls out his giant Tommy gun. Or you could have a figure simply pulling out an actual guitar from the guitar case. And this guy, Alias's guitar, actually scales up perfectly with this guitar case. I think that's pretty cool. Next, let's check out her height. From bottom to top, sitting at just about 7.0 inches. And now, let's check out her articulation. So starting with her head here, it can rotate around. Not going to get a lot of up and down motion though. Shoulders on a ball joint, go up more than 90 degrees, like so. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. Elbow here, single joint, full 90 degree bend. Wrist can rotate. Looks like she doesn't have a waist swivel, but she does have a ball joint up here, which is really nice. It can rotate. It can also allow her to go forward and back a little bit. Her legs here, looks like they can go up about that far. A little bit obstructed from the skirt, but it's soft, so you can bend it some. Looks like she's got double jointed knees. Very nice there. And her foot can rotate around, and it looks like it can go up and down just a hair. Next, let's check these guys out compared with some other action figure lines from different various companies to see how they fit in both scale and style wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix them with, because that's what I'm doing with these guys. I'm going to mix them with my other lines for great action figure displays. Here they are with some DST or Diamond Select toys, and here with some McFarlane toys, then with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures, and with some NECA figures, then with some Mattel wrestling figures. And while we're on the subject of wrestling figures, boy do these two figures remind me of each other. And here they are next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. Here they are with some Mattel, DC, and Jurassic Park figures. And here they are next to some Mafex figures. Then with some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here they are with some SH Figure Arts action figures. So overall, I must say I like these figures a lot more than I expected. I'm very pleased with this purchase. It was a gamble, buying some action figures that I hoped I could use in my action figure world, not knowing anything about them. These guys are large, they're tall, they fit in great with my 7-inch action figures. Their articulation is better than I expected. I mean, these figures were made in 2004. Double joint knees? What the hell? Mattel and DC Director are just now giving us stuff like that. Come on. So using these guys for civilians, regular people, businessmen, henchmen, all kind of different variety of action figure scenarios I can put them in. If I were to rate these figures, I'm going to give them at least a 7 out of 10. I'm enjoying these guys a lot. I took a gamble, and I'm very happy that I'm pleased. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.